Welcome to the Capital Area School Development Association Virtual College Fair. My name is Jasmine. I'm going to serve as your facilitator for our session. Before we get started, I have a few housekeeping announcements. The first, you can use the Q&A button on your screen to type questions to our amazing presenters at any point throughout our session today. Second, your camera and microphone are off, so we are not able to see or hear you. Third, this is just one of many different sessions that we're offering, so feel free to visit the registration site to sign up for additional sessions. And finally, this presentation will be recorded, so you'll have access to it within about a week. With that said, I want to bring up our first presenter, which is the College of St. Rose.
Okay, awesome. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm just going to start sharing my screen. Okay, so thank you for joining us this afternoon. My name is Matthew. I'm an Associate Director of Undergraduate Admissions at the College of St. Rose. We're located about 10 minutes from downtown Albany and about 10 minutes from the suburbs. We have around 2,500 undergraduate students and 1,500 graduate students. We're well known for our individualized education, where our highly qualified faculty deliver their coursework to small class sizes averaging around 20 to 1. Something around 91% of our faculty have a PhD or Master of Fine Arts, but our favorite number is actually 0, because we have 0 graduate students teaching the undergraduate students in the classrooms. We don't have any teaching assistants teaching the undergraduate students either. So when you combine that top-notch faculty with those students in the small class size, you really do get some powerful results. We have some very popular liberal arts degree programs on campus. Just for example, English, history, political science, communications with its own TV and radio studio. We do psychology, biology, and computer science, just for example. Our Lally School of Education has degrees to qualify you to teach from birth through to 12th grade, all with special education certification, which is an awesome service that you'll be providing, but then will also look amazing on your resume. Quick fun fact, a third of the teachers in the capital region actually graduated from the College of St. Rose. We have the Hudson School of Business that has 7 undergraduate degrees in the business field, for example, marketing or finance. And we have some new majors as well. We have a new nursing degree, a 4-year Bachelor of Science. We'll also be having an RN to BSN conversion degree as well. We have a new degree in sales too. Then we have some more niche programs that can set us apart and make us stand out a little bit. So communication sciences and disorders, if you'd like to become a speech therapist or a speech pathologist. We have a music industry major that is ranked in the top 10 in the country. You'll need to pass an audition to become a part of that program. We have our own music record label and we press our own vinyl records. Another fun fact, one of our music students actually came 7th overall last year in American Idol. For those students looking to get into law or law enforcement, we have a pretty attractive portfolio of programs. We have cybersecurity, criminal justice, forensic science, and we're one of the very few colleges in the nation to have a forensic psychology degree. We have our own mock trial courtroom. We have a cold case analysis center. Students have done internships with the FBI, and one of our graduates was recently hired by the FBI. Moving on to life on campus, our first years will live in residence halls. Then in their upperclassmen years, they can live in a house, a suite, or an apartment. We can guarantee housing for all 4 years, and first years can park their cars on campus. We have over 100 different student-run clubs on campus that are either academic in nature. For example, we have a pre-med club and a business club, or they can be social in nature. For instance, we have a board games club, video games club, comic books and anime. We also have an adventure club as well. We have 19 different NCAA Division II athletics teams. The previous year, before the pandemic hit, was a great year for our soccer teams. Our men's team got through to their championship game, and our women's team, who were national champions in 2011, were named a program of the decade for Northeast 10 for winning 8 divisional titles. We have ROTC on campus for Army and Air Force, and we have an esports arena where we have some semi-professional players, and they compete in Overwatch and League of Legends. We also have a junior varsity esports team. Our students really take advantage of our fantastic location because right on our doorstep, we've got internships, jobs, community service, and entertainment. And our students will get free transportation all over the capital region using the St. Rose ID and the CDTA public bus network. On the application side, we accept the Common App. We also have our own online application. For accepted students, the average GPA for a first year is an 89. The average GPA for a transfer student is a 3.1. On the first year side, we're test optional as well, just so you know. Acceptances will come with a guaranteed scholarship for first years that will range from $16,000 up to $22,000 per year. For a transfer student, that will range from $8,500 up to $14,500. So when you combine strong academics plus that small learning environment, that great location and our affordability, our students will realize that there's a value in a St. Rose education. So thank you very much for being here today. I'm going to drop some links into the chat box, and good luck with your college search.
Thank you so much. Up next, we have Russell Sage College.
Awesome. Thanks everyone for joining us this afternoon. My name is Erin and I am representing the Office of Admission at Russell Sage College. For any of you that aren't familiar with Russell Sage, we are located right in the Capital District, and we're in a unique position because we actually have 2 campuses, one right in Albany and one in downtown historic Troy, which is they're about 12 to 15 minutes apart. Just to highlight a few things about Russell Sage is we do have 50 plus bachelor's, master's, and doctoral programs. So a wide variety of programs for students to choose from. We are a liberal arts institution, so that means that a good portion of your curriculum is in your specific major that you choose, but you also will have an interdisciplinary approach of your general education courses. So a lot of our students will take a blend of different humanities as well. We have 3 graduate professional schools through our School of Health Sciences, as well as Education and Management. So if you are thinking about going to graduate school down the line, there's a lot of opportunity for students to continue and do their master's and doctoral degrees through Sage as well. We've been around for over 100 years. We celebrated our centennial back in 2016. And just a few things to highlight is that with our 2 campuses, students can utilize our cross-campus registration. I'm a Sage graduate myself, and unfortunately I missed out on the cross-campus registration by 1 year, but it is something that I really encourage students to take advantage of, as it does allow students to not only meet different students, but get the different feels of our 2 campuses. Our Albany campus does have more green space, whereas in Troy, it's more in the downtown historic waterfront of the Hudson River. So it is just a different feel. Most of our majors have a home-based campus. So if, for example, if you are an art student, you'd probably be based out of our Albany campus. But if you wanted to take a general education course or an elective over in Troy, that's something that I really encourage students to do. We have great financial support for our students with our scholarships, offering up to $21,500 for first-year students and up to $18,000 for transfer students. And as a private institution, we recognize that there is, a difference between the quote unquote sticker price between a private institution and a state school. And that's something that we, again, recognize. So we do, as a private institution, we're able to tap into different funding so we can support our students through our scholarship programs. We have an average class size of about 16 students with 11-to-1 student to faculty ratio. And for students, this is great because you're noticed if you're not in the classroom. Your presence is important to our community, and students really feel like they get to know their faculty and their staff and the administration across both campuses. We have approximately 1,300 undergraduate students across both campuses, as well as 1,200 graduate students. And about 85% or 87% of our first year students do live on campus for their first year, but because we are in a great college area, a lot of our students will opt to either move off campus for their upperclassmen years and get an apartment in the area. We do have guaranteed housing on both of our campuses for all 4 years for students. So there's definitely some different options there. In a recent survey, we did show that our first year students did feel that we were welcoming, approachable, and knowledgeable. So definitely use us as your resources as you're going through the college search process. We have a very tight-knit community. As I mentioned, everyone is very well-versed in each other's lives and educational journey here at Sage. If you're thinking about doing study abroad, we have a lot of great opportunities for students to take advantage of that once the world reopens. And we're in a great region here. There's a lot to do in the Capital Region. I'm born and raised here, and truly think that the Capital Region has so much opportunity for students, regardless of what you're interested in. All of our faculty, not all, 85% hold terminal degrees. And what that means is that they've reached the maximum that they can for receiving education in their discipline. And they're active in the community. So for students that are interested in nursing or health sciences, we're very big in the health sciences, and we're very well known in the area for like medical practice and all of that. So you'll see that a lot of your professors are still out in the community doing research or working, our advisors. 100% of our students will participate in experiential learning. So you are required to do some type of clinical internship, service learning, research before you graduate. And that really allows students to be able to speak to that before they graduate, and as they're going out into interviews and looking for their first job and heading into their career path. This is great to be able to speak to. One of the things that I do like to highlight as well, we are number 8 of the top performers of social mobility. And really what this means is students that may come from an economic or sociological disadvantaged background. We really pride ourselves in being able to support these students and help them move forward. 2 quick things is we do have 17 NCAA Division III teams, adding 3 more in the fall: baseball, esports, and women's golf. And these are just to highlight our application requirements. We are on the Common App, and we also do have our own specific Sage app on our website. SAT, ACT optional, and that's it. And if you're interested in learning a little bit more about Sage, you can download ZME and chat with the other counselors or Sage students.
Thank you so much. Up next, we have Maria College.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Cassandra. I'm from Maria College. I just shared my information in the chat. If you have any questions throughout my presentation, please feel free to let me know. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so you guys can learn a little bit more about Maria College and the programs that we offer. We are also located in Albany, New York. You've heard wonderful things about the city of Albany, and I fully stand by those. It's a great place to go to school. I actually live very close to the school because I love the area so much. But who is Maria College? We are a private nonprofit institution that was established in 1958, and we have about 900 students on average per year. Our population is completely commuter, although if you're looking to move to the area, we have a lot of insights on good areas to live, lots of college housing availability here in Albany. We have about a 14-to-1 student to faculty ratio, so small population, small class sizes, you are recognized. And we offer certificate through master's programs in the healthcare field. We're a liberal arts college, so it's not anything specific just to trade per each degree, but we do offer mostly health science themed degrees. And we're very proud that 95% of our students find in-field employment or pursue continuing education in the months following their departure from the school. It speaks to their preparedness once they leave school, as well as the desire of healthcare professionals in this current environment. I did mention quite a few of the health science programs range from certificate to master's, starting with LPN or Practical Nurse Certificate Program and associates in liberal arts, nursing, and OTA. Our nursing associates is very popular. It gets you everything you need to become an RN. We also offer bachelor's degrees in health and occupational sciences, healthcare management, liberal arts, psychology, and RN to BSN completion. So we do offer that BSN level here as well. And finally, our newest program is a master's in occupational therapy, which we're very proud to be able to produce. Our nursing programs are fully accredited by not only New York State Regents Association, but Office of Professions and ASIN, which is nationally recognized. We have higher than the New York State average pass rates for the NCLEX PN for the practical nursing students and RN for our registered nursing students. And another number we're super proud of is a 100% job placement rate. Additionally, we do offer a track from the LPN through to the RN called advanced placement for those who are hoping to build up, start with the certificate and move kind of through the ranks that way. And we do have flexible offerings for our nursing programs ranging from day, evening, and weekend, depending on the program. So if you're looking for flexible, this might be a really great option for you. We also have occupational therapy programs, and that prepares you for a career in allied health. We are also nationally accredited for our OTA Associates program and have a pathway from that Associates in occupational therapy all the way through to the master's, which I did mention was new. Over 80% graduation rate for this program, so good success rate, and the certifying exam pass rate is over 80 as well, so quite successful. Again, flexible offerings, that's kind of our thing, so day and weekend options. Our final grouping is our liberal arts programs, and these would be in psychology, healthcare management. So what they're designed to do is provide you those skills that employers are looking for, graduate schools are looking for, and you can kind of customize your education depending on your interests. If you want to go into maybe an English field, psychology, and whether or not you want to continue on to master's or education between picking a research project and an internship that we assist you in placing. Our admissions process is pretty simple. We like to keep it as simple as possible. So really what we're looking for you to do, if interested, is just complete the application on our website, mariacollege.edu. We're then going to ask that you have your official high school and college transcript sent to us, which is pretty generic. And then finally, if you're interested in pursuing just the nursing program, we do require an entrance exam to help determine your success. We look for either the SAT or ACT, and we know that's kind of been hard to get to with everything happening the past year. A lot of people are not taking those exams. That's okay. We do have an alternative called the TEAS exam, stands for Test of Essential Academic Skills. As a reminder, that's just for nursing. So of course, if you have other interests, that would not apply. We do have deadlines for nursing and occupational therapy programs. March 1st is the priority deadline. It has passed, quite obviously, but we do still consider applications, everyone that comes in after that date. So if you're interested, I encourage you still to complete an application. And finally, if you want to learn more in detail about our programs or our school, please visit our website or schedule with me a virtual or on-campus visit. We are still allowing those, of course, safely with proper procedures in place. And my contact information is below. And of course, when it comes to education, funding is a major concern. Private institution does have a heftier price, but we love to work with our students. We accept FAFSA and we're willing to make payment plans with you to make our education feasible for you. If you have any questions, please throw it in the Q&A. I'd love to hear from you. And I did leave my contact information in the chat as well. So thank you so much for letting me speak. And thank you from Maria College.
Thank you, Maria College. Up next, we have the Wentworth Institute of Technology.
Hi everyone, how you doing? I'm Pete Nelson. Thanks for joining us today. I'm from Wentworth Institute of Technology. I'm an admissions counselor here. My coworker, Margot Boren, is also here to answer any questions you might have. So I'm just gonna go over a little bit about Wentworth. So we are located right in Boston. As you can see from this screen, we're a small to medium sized school. We're about 4,500 students, small classes, about 19 students per class. So you will get, your professors definitely will get to know you. We specialize in the STEM field. So here's a list of our majors. We have 20 majors, heavy on engineering, architecture and design, computing like computer science, cybersecurity, CIS, computer networking, and then applied math and applied science. All of these programs here all follow a project-based hands-on curriculum. So you really get a great foundation. You get to use all of the 3D printers, 3D scanners, everything on campus right away. We have a dozen state-of-the-art labs and maker spaces on campus. So really get that hands-on feel on all of your courses. This list here also has 2 of our master's degrees, but we also have 2 of our one-year master's degree programs. We also have a couple other engineering ones that are not on this list that they just added. So really the biggest draw to Wentworth is our co-op program. So every one of our programs requires 2 co-ops. So those are full-time jobs. You do one your junior year and you do one your senior year. They're all paid positions. They're full semester long, so you're not in class for those. So when you're looking at colleges, you really want to think about return on investment. So this co-op program is going to really get you the experience, allow you to build that network of professionals to make sure that when you graduate, you're getting a job quickly. Co-ops are done all over the country. This slide here lists a small number of them. They're all over the country. A lot of times students will go back to where they're from, do their co-op back at home. When you're looking at co-ops, you definitely want to think about where you want to live and work after you graduate, because there is a great chance that the company you work for, or one of the companies you work for, will offer you a job right when you graduate. So you definitely want to think about that when you're searching for your co-ops. You have a co-op and careers advisor that's going to help you through this process. You're not just on your own trying to find your a co-op and a company to work for. You have a co-op and careers advisor. So like I said, we're located right in Boston. We are one of the colleges of the Fenway, which is a pretty cool consortium. They're all down one street from us. It's Emmanuel College, Simmons University, Massachusetts College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences, Mass College, MCPHS, and Mass Art. I think I just named all of those. So you can take courses at any of those schools. We share some clubs and intramurals, so it adds to the social aspect of going to college. We have social events for all of those, it's study abroad programs. And so anything kind of the Wentworth doesn't have, and the COF consortium opens it up to meet new students from other classes, but opens it up for for classes that you can take. Those all lead down to kind of Fenway Park, so we're in a cool area if you wanted to see a Red Sox game. I'm from New York, I'm a Mets fan, but I love going to see Red Sox games. We're across from all the museums, Museum of Fine Arts. So there's definitely a ton to do in the area. 2 trains come right to campus, so it is easy to get around. Boston is a good walking city though. So if you didn't want to take the train, it's a great walking city. Housing is guaranteed all 4 years, which is a great question to ask schools. So even on your co-op semesters, housing is guaranteed. So even though you're not in class, you can still live on campus. And we're on one 31-acre campus. We're not spread out throughout the city, so it kind of feels more like a rural campus. For applications, we have either the one off of our website or the one off of we are on the Common App. To complete your application would be 1 letter of recommendation from a teacher or guidance counselor, 1 essay or personal statement. You list any extracurricular activities, part-time jobs, anything you can think of. We are test optional, which I know now that SATs, ACTs is a little harder to take, but we were test optional before the pandemic. If you took them and you did well, you want to send them to us, you can, but they are not required. And then you would send, have your high school send us any transcripts, and then there's an additional information section on there which you can add anything that you'd want your counselor, whoever's reading your application, to see that might not be on your transcript on your application. Every student will receive a President's Award, a merit scholarship. So you want to think about that when you're, like earlier, when we're talking about Sticker price, you definitely want to think about that. You'll get those right if you are accepted. So along with your acceptance letter, you'll get what you were awarded for President's Award. We have a ton of other scholarships. You'll have your financial aid counselor will work with you for that. We pair with Scholarship Universe. So I'd say, take anything out of today about Wentworth, if you're looking for that hands-on, project-based feel in your classes, a school right in the middle of the city of Boston, which is an awesome city. And if you really want to be involved in working in your career quickly, because you do get to that for one semester your junior year, one semester your senior year while you're on co-op, hopefully leading you to a full-time job right from graduation. And Wentworth is a great fit for you. Again, I'm here to answer any questions, and I'll post my email address in the chat here, so feel free to reach out with any questions.
Thank you, Wentworth. Up next, we have the Western New England University.
All right. Well, good afternoon, everyone. And last but not least, I think I'm standing between all of you guys and lunch right now. So just to introduce myself, my name is Chris Weistepek. I'm the Executive Director for Admissions Outreach and Recruitment, as well as the Athletic Liaison. I've been with the university for about 17 years, and I'm also an alum. So I've been there about a quarter of the schools. We just actually celebrated our centennial a couple of years ago as well. Just to give you a little bit of background of Western New England University, we're actually located in the suburban section of Springfield, Massachusetts. So we're about 15 minutes away from actually downtown Springfield, which is the third largest city in Massachusetts. We're about an hour and a half west from Boston. We're about an hour and a half from Albany as well, 2 hours from New York, 45 minutes from Vermont, hour and a half from the beaches in Connecticut and Rhode Island. So they like to say we're in the heart of the Pioneer Valley, which is really true. I mean, it's kind of corny, but it is true, where you could do day trips to any of those locations throughout any point in time. We have about 2,600 full-time undergraduates. If you count part-time doctorate programs, graduate programs, law school, pharmacy, we do have about 3,800 total students, and about 30% of our population are graduate and doctorate students as well. We are a residential campus, which we do have the majority of our students that do live on campus. And about 98% of our students do receive some kind of financial aid. And if you are accepted into the university, 100% of our students would receive some kind of merit-based scholarship. The university is comprised of 5 different colleges. So we are considered what we call a liberal arts and professional studies institution. We have a College of Arts and Science, a College of Business, a College of Engineering, a College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences, which houses our PharmD program, our Doctorate in Occupational Therapy, as well as our Master's in Pharmaceutical Science as well. And then we do have a School of Law, and we're the only private institution in Western Mass to actually have and ABET, a highest accreditation for engineering. We're the only ones in Western Mass to have a School of Law, and we're the only ones to actually have a College of Pharmacy as well. So we have a wide variety of offering for students, and here's some of our majors that we have to offer in the College of Arts and Science. The most popular programs we offer is our psychology program, criminal justice, our forensics program, which our forensic biology program was listed as one of the top 20 programs in the US, as well as our political science and communication programs. Those are the ones that stand out the most for a lot of students' interest. Within the College of Business, the big ones in this area is really our accounting and our sport management program. Especially with our accounting program, we're actually the #1 private institution of recruiting for the Big 4 firms out of the Hartford, Connecticut area. Also with our sport management program, the fact that we're only one of 3 schools in the Northeast to actually have a bachelor's program that also has the AACSB accreditation, which they call the Ivy League accreditation for business schools. So, and a couple other things is with the business analytics. I mean, we have a lot of students that will major in that because we're really implementing and the idea of decisions are being made off of data. And this is where students can actually come out SAP certified, which is a data analytical tool. We're only one of 7 colleges in New England to actually offer classes. We're the only one to be able to offer a certification in it. And then we have our College of Engineering, which our popular programs in here is really our mechanical engineering, electrical, and computer engineering. Those are the most popular, and we do have master's programs in pretty much most of our undergraduate programs that you see here. We just added the major in construction management this past year, as well as the master's level. And we just added a PhD, not only in engineering management a few years ago, but also in mechanical and industrial engineering. So we do have a wide variety of programs that students can take a part of. We also have 5-year programs where students can be conditionally accepted into one of the master's programs out of high school. So you can go around and tell your friends you've already been accepted into a master's level program. You also were known for our 3+3 law program too, which is also tied in with engineering. So you can do either or. We're only one of 2 schools in the US to actually have a 6-year engineering law program. We're the only one in the nation to actually offer more than one option. So students can come in mechanical, electrical, industrial, biomedical, and do this 6-year law program. And with the 3+3 law program, that is tied in with our law school. So students can actually finish all 6 years, earn their bachelor's degree as well as their JD. And our Doctor of Occupational Therapy and our PharmD program are also 6-year programs, all done on campus. We do have varsity sports with 10 men's sports, 10 women's sports. We are at the Division III level. We do compete in the Commonwealth Coast Conference, which I'm going to give a shout out to Peter from Wentworth. They're in our conference as well. We also have a club sport in men's rugby as well. And I'm going to go a little bit quicker. I'm going to skip over a couple stuff because I really want to make sure we go over the application process. With the application process, we do accept the Common App. We do have our own application. The transcript is one of the most important parts in the entire process. How you're doing inside the classroom is really going to allow us to know whether or not you're going to be successful. We are a test optional institution. We've been test optional for about 7 years. That includes all of our College of Arts and Science, Business, and the College of Engineering. If you're not sure whether or not you should go test optional, this is where we want to have that discussion. We really want to make sure you contact us. I know I'm the representative that reviews a lot of the applications out of the greater Albany area, but we do have 3 other reps that review applications in New York, and we're really known for our transparency. So at any point in time, we do encourage you to come for a visit. Here's all our grants. If you do want to come for a visit, we are open for tours Monday through Friday and some Saturdays. I did put in a link for visit.wne.edu. So definitely we're known for having a gorgeous campus. It's one of the reasons why I went there, and they can't get rid of me. So I'll definitely take any questions that we have at the end. And I really want to thank everyone for joining us here today.
Thank you so much. With that said, that concludes the presentation portion of our session today. We're now going to transition to the Q&A session. I would love if all of our amazing presenters can come back. Feel free to turn your cameras back on, and we're going to do this Brady Bunch style. So I'm going to go ahead and pose a question, but to our amazing attendees, feel free to continue adding questions in that Q&A section, and our presenters will respond to them. Our first question here, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? So we will start with the College of St. Rose, and then you will just order in the, respond in the order that you presented.
Okay, can you actually start my video, Jasmine?
Yes.
Thank you, just checking I was still here. So my best advice would be to visit campuses, different types of campuses, large, small, rural, urban, walk around, try to get to a feel for the campus environment, do some people watching, try and connect with the buzz, the vibe, the atmosphere. Obviously, not all campuses are doing tours right now, but a lot of them are doing virtual visits. But those campuses that are, it's a great time to get out there, enjoy the warm weather and walk around some college campuses. Think about where you might be living and studying for 4 years of your life, maybe more, right, Chris? So get out there, hit the pavement and do some college visits.
I think my advice coming from Russell Sage as well, you know, Matt mentions going to visit. I started at Sage in 2006 and really never left. So I've essentially been here half of my life. But I think it's really important to explore and find what's going to be best for you. And it's okay to be undecided. I know a lot of students have an idea of what they think they want to do and they get to college and they're like, oh, this isn't what I think I want to do. It's okay to be undecided. And it's okay to change your mind.
I will go ahead and answer for Maria College. I know personally a big part of my search when it came to higher education was doing my research, making sure you're asking questions so that you can get a really good picture of what it might be like to attend that institution. Recommend doing as in-depth research as you can, maybe a pro-con list, as silly as it seems, to help kind of make this process go smoothly for you.
Yeah, I definitely agree with what everyone said here. The pro-con list really helpful. Trying to visit schools is great when you can. Wentworth right now is offering in-person tours, small tours. If you want to sign up for one of those, it's 5-person tours. But every school will have a virtual option right now. Besides this, virtual tours and ways to talk to current students. A lot of them, like Wentworth, has weekly student panels to be able to talk to current students. So all great ways to find out more about each school.
And I'm going to echo and just say something I mentioned last night to a lot of the students that were in attendance. And things are really challenging, not only for all of you, I know for the college end and for your school counselors. And so the most important thing that can take place is communication. We all put our contact information in the chat for a reason, because we're here to help you. We're here to really guide you through this entire process. The idea for all of us is really try to figure out how can we get you in. Our goal is not try to deny you. And we love communicating with students. And just have that conversation. If you're not sure, ask the question and be engaging, because that's really going to go far through the entire process. And also just keep an open mind. I mean, there's so many colleges and universities out there. I mean, there's 4,400 colleges and universities, and we're all going to do some of the same things as far as like how the information, but just keep in mind it's how it's taught, who's teaching it, and the resource and the opportunity. That's going to make your experience, because all of us have something great to offer, and we all have our own personalities. You just need to figure out whether your personality matches up with that college or university, because we all help each other out. I mean, I've recommended all these schools to other students, especially in the Albany area. So be flexible, be open, and do not be afraid to communicate.
Thanks for sharing. So next question here. And again, we'll start with the College of St. Rose. What is your favorite event or tradition on campus?
Yeah, we actually just had it a couple of days ago. We have a mac and cheese bake-off where students and staff will submit their favorite recipes, and everybody gets to sample some. The winner this year was smoked Gouda and bacon. Delicious.
For Russell Sage College, one of my favorite activities that we do each year, participating as a student and now as a staff member, is something that we call Rally, and it's a 2-week-long competition between our classes where they raise money doing different challenges and different events for charity. And we usually pick 2 charities, one local and one national, but it's a great friendly competition to raise money for a good cause.
My favorite event at Maria College is our white tea ceremony. This is a celebration that we do with all of our nursing students just prior to graduation, and to recognize their accomplishments. They do wear all white, and it is set up on our campus. It's basically a pinning ceremony. It's really great to see the culmination of their incredible efforts come to fruition.
Something I'll definitely miss at Wentworth, it's a weekly event over the summer. Since we're a co-op school, there's students on campus through the summers that aren't on co-op. But they do these weekly barbecues I feel like they were Fridays, I don't remember now, but I'm gonna definitely miss them, and I'm working from home from the suburbs in the summer. I'd love to be on campus doing these barbecues every week.
I have to say, and it's just like Aaron being an alum, that's something I participate as a student and I love being a part of even as a staff member, is our bed races, is our annual bed races. And I know you guys are all thinking like a big queen size mattress going down, but it's really a lot of our students built their own like kind of go-kart, and then we do race them. And we compete every single year between clubs, organization, and resident halls. And yes, there's usually one injury that happens with someone sprains an ankle or something, but it is definitely one of our favorite all times that we've been doing since we started as Western New England back in the early 50s. So that I would have to say is my favorite.
Wonderful. And then I have one final question for you all. The question is, give an interesting or fun fact about your school. And again, we'll start with the College of St. Rose. And I'm sorry, Matthew, you're on mute.
Yes, it's the first time I've used Zoom. Still getting that wrong. I would say a fun fact would be that Jimmy Fallon is a graduate of our communications degree.
For Russell Sage College, a fun fact for a lot of folks that don't know the institution is we were founded as a women's institution back in 1916.
I was actually going to say the same thing about Maria Russell Sage. We were a women's institution as well, but to differentiate ourselves just a little, I have the same birthday as the college. Our anniversary is April 25th, and that happens to be my birthday. But yes, we also started as an all-girls institution.
Oh, that puts on me next. Sorry, everybody. So I was also reaching out to my coworker, Margot, to see if she knew any fun facts about Wentworth. Celebrity-wise, I know we've had a couple that have went there, but I won't take that one away. I'd say that we started in 1904 as just a small school that only had associate's degrees, and now we've grown all the way to this large university offering all these co-ops and everything. So it's definitely grown a lot from its origins in 1904.
And yeah, with Western New England, originally Western New England started in 1950, but we were actually originally a satellite location of Northeastern University back in 1919, which is actually neighbors with Wentworth. And so for that many years, up until the 1950s, when they were getting rid of their satellite locations, is where we eventually became Western New England. And just another known fact, if you compare us, Roger Williams University and University of New England, we all have the same color, same programs, because we were all satellite locations of Northeastern. So that was a little known fact of not only us, but a couple other schools.
Nice. Thank you all for sharing that information. With that said, that concludes our college fair for today. But I do have a few closing announcements. One, as you exit this Zoom session, a survey will appear. It's approximately 4 questions or so, but please respond. It's very helpful for us as we aim to improve our virtual college fair. Also want to remind you that you can sign up for additional sessions. And finally, this recording will be available within about a week or so at strivescan.com/CASDANY. Also want to thank our amazing presenters for joining us, as well as all of our attendees. With that said, I hope everyone has a great day, and thank you again for joining us. Bye.